history destination. And I'm Joe Wolf, and we're here at the old historic Waterhole Cemetery in south part of Garvin, Oklahoma. Let's go check it out. Hey everybody, again, welcome to Waterhole Hole. We're just south of Garvin, Oklahoma, and we're here at this place of this old historic cemetery. And you know, it ain't that much here, so we're going to take a look at some of the graves here. But most of all, there's a very significant grave that we're going to look at, and it's the Choctaw Chief of the at one time a Choctaw Nation, and of Issac Garvin. And we're going to take a look at his grave here in a moment. But let's speak about this cemetery. And this cemetery is, gosh, over 100 years old. And as you can see all around here, there's some modern graves here. It's a community grave and a community cemetery, I should say. And they still use it here and there. A lot of Choctaws and some non-Choctaws, but quite a bit of Choctaws that's buried here. The history goes that the Choctaws, of course, moved from Mississippi around 1830 after signing the Dance at Rabbit Creek to September 27, 1830. So they all traveled here. At one time before they got here, this was Miller County, Arkansas. So in that time, when they know the Choctaws was here, they moved the county a little bit east, just a little bit other side east of Idabel and Broken Bow, and it just became an Indian territory. And so the cemetery plays a big role with the Choctaws as they're coming in within the in this area. So as they settled in, they lived all around the community, and most of the family died and passed away, and they buried them here. So I would say about, roughly speaking, about over 160 to 180 years old of just a burial ground. And I might be mistaken, and I know a good friend of mine, Kenny Sivert, he can correct me if I'm wrong, so, because he's around this area. But yeah, this is pretty much over, in that time, over 160 to 180 years old cemetery. But it's a beautiful cemetery, and of course it's kind of overgrown a little bit. But once it's cut down, it's a real beautiful cemetery. It kind of stands on a knoll. So, and of course, I ain't gonna leave this out, but just right over here, I know this is somebody's property, and we're not gonna go there, but just back in there, there's a church, and that's the old Waterhole church. It was a Methodist church, and established around the 1870s, 1880s. So the old cabin church is not there, but there's another church, but it's non-active. It's not even going, but it's somebody's property, so we just don't want to go in there and then just take a look, and everything might get shot at. So we don't want to do that. But I don't think they'll do that, but maybe we'll get permission one day and go over there and take a look. And also there's another church that not too far that's called Philadelphia. I believe it was a Presbyterian church, and there's a cemetery there as well, but I believe it's probably overgrown, so I don't think we'll go there. But there's a lot of prominent Choctaws. So the floors back over here, there's a floor here, and we got some non-ones, the Garvins back over here, Issac Garvin and the Perks that's just buried here as well. And of course, Issac Garvin was a Choctaw chief around late 1870s to the early 1880s. He played a small role within the Choctaws, and Issac, he died in office, and so he didn't have very long, and I think only 2 years in term in the office, and he died of, I believe, I don't know if it's a heart attack or what was the cause, but he didn't have that short term of being a chief. So let's go take a look of the Mr. Issac Garvin's burial site. We're here of Issac Levi Garvin. And you can see this monument right here. It says Issac Levi Garvin. He was born on April 27, 1832. He was born in Mississippi, but came along here when he was just a baby. He died February 20th, 1880, and he was only almost 58 years old, 57 years old when he passed. He was the principal chief of the Choctaw Nation from 1878 to 1880. And he was a noble physician, specimen of the Indian race, and able and wise Choctaw statesman. And this was erected by the McCurtain County Historical Society in 1979. And you'll possibly see a picture of him, of Mr. Issac Garvin. So of course, his headstone was probably kind of hard to read, so they put in the McCurtain County Historical Society put in the monument here and his gate here, and this is pretty awesome. And I believe this is a good burial ground because it's kind of if you look back here, it's kind of like a dip going down like a little hill. So we're kind of like on a knoll above, so where he was buried at, and his headstones here, and his family's here, all through here. His wife is buried here. I believe his wife is buried right here, I believe, and his daughter. And of course, so he's got a lot of in-laws and sister, brother-in-laws. So he was pretty prominent throughout this area. And the town, of course, up north from here, probably about 5 miles north from here, the railroad went through there. It was the Comanche Railroad, I believe, at the time. And then they erected the town in the late 1890s, early 1900s of Garvin, Oklahoma. And again, this was the Iron Straw community. It was a small community back then. So this was between the Garvin, Iron Straw Community Cemetery, and I believe they just call it the Watering Hole. So far as I know, the history of why they call this Watering Hole, there's supposed to be a spring somewhere nearby, so I don't know where that's at. So that's why they call it the Watering Hole somewhere. So it must be a well here or somewhere nearby where all the community came in and where the spring came. So they call this a Watering Hole Cemetery. So this maybe was called Iron Straw Cemetery at one time, and then changed it to Watering Hole Cemetery. So, but as far as I know, of his home site of Issac Garvin, my buddy of mine, Kenny Sivert, you know, he's a good, knowledgeable person. I wish he was here. He can tell y'all more. Maybe one day we'll do that together. But he knows where his home site, I believe they believe know where his home site, but I don't. But I believe it's not too far from here. So yeah, this is where Issac Garvin, all his family here, and all different pioneers throughout the times, even after 1900s. And as you can see, there's still modern graves still here. And let's check this one out right here. I believe this is Issac Garvin's wife. I know it's kind of tall, and then maybe we need to watch out for snakes too and other stuff. So, so this is if you can point right there, it says Mary Ellis, wife of, okay, this ain't Issac Garvin's wife. This is a McFarland, but we can take a look. Born August 23rd, 1851. I forgot my flashlight, but died November 27th, 1883. And I believe this is A.C. McFarland. This is her husband. And I don't know if I can get over there or not, but we can try. Let's go. Take a look. Try it out. Yeah, we gotta watch out for ants too. Sometimes there's quite a few ants here, but I think we're all right, okay. So we try to get down there. That's H.C. McFarland, born August 19, 1846, believe, and died. Let me move this away a little bit. February 16, 1884. Gone but not forgotten. And I want to let y'all know too. I've been here at the cemetery a few years back. And this is the first time in within 4 or 5 years before the pandemic, I came here to do a tombstone restoration. And yes, we use D2 formula to clear these tombstones. And we also, the headstone that we seen earlier, that I was at earlier, we actually performed these headstones to set up to upright to the regular position. And we used a tripod. And we use kind of like a chassis to pull the headstone to get it back into the normal state to where it sits at. And so came here, and then I'm trying to see where, once I did the D2 cleaning up here, I'll see one up here if you can see here. I know one was doing this one over here. I can't remember. I know there's a few of us here do the D2 a restoration uh, class around here or program. I did this one right here. This is William J. Townsend, born in 1850. Died October 25th, 1895. His many, his many VIR virtues form the noblest monument to his memory. And I can't remember who did this. I can't remember who did that too, but I did that one, that D2, the History and Restoration. So, and this is pretty awesome, you know. I don't mind coming back out here and do more D2 if I had some D2 solutions and stuff, do some stuff. So, if y'all ever do D2s, and all my viewers that does D2 and they may can tell the ones that wants to do D2, just you can just go to Walmart, Lowe's, and anywhere to buy a D2. And sometimes they got brush, and we don't want to use bristles or anything wire because it will damage the headstones. D2, and they give you some instructions on how to do D2. So, and a good time to do it is like when it's raining and stuff too. D2 is a good source of cleaning headstones, restoring, and you can use a small brush of a toothbrush or something to get the small crevices and the names and stuff. So, I mean, you can look it up, and you can look up on other YouTubes, and they can tell you how to use D2. So, and it was great that we did a restoration here. So, but here's the historic of Waterhole Cemetery, and I wish I known what's the first burial. And I was, if it's me, I would think it's probably around late 1830s, maybe 1840s, give or take. But it's all unmarked. They're all around here. Who knows? You know, we're maybe on standing on one of them. But I just want to say my respects on the grounds and stuff. So we never know. Always pay your respect too as well. So this is Waterhole Cemetery, and but yes, I don't know what this is. Oh, just a pot. So I thought it might be something historic or artifacts. And well, it's kind of getting hot, and we're gonna call it a day. And hopefully you enjoy the history of and a little bit of. We would look more of the headstones and stuff, but man, these grass here is pretty tall, and we don't know what's in them, and we just don't want to risk it, you know. So just we want to be careful. And yes, I want to wear pants and boots and stuff, but it's hot, so I'd rather wear shorts and everything. So, but anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoy, and I know we're gonna try to do more later. There's some more history around in the southeast of Oklahoma, a lot of rich history, and maybe you can come along one day. And then some in Texas too, on the other side of Red River, and we'll go from there. All right. So anyway, we're heading out. So like I said, like, share, and subscribe. And if you like this video, like history, and like I am I'm a history nerd, or so what you want to say. And but again, hopefully we shall see you on the net.